I'm Matt Mitchell, Northwest St. Mixtape, here with Chris Gifford. He's a promoter. He set up Crooked Guy Music Fest. So, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, pretty much I got all the bands together. I took care of the PA and the staging and the lighting and pretty much organized every part of it down to the skate ramps and contacting them and even the vegan food truck that's here. I have that connection as well. So I pretty much got everyone together and organized and made all the connections to, so everybody could pull it off.
Job well done, by the way.
Thanks.
Like, especially that stage we've been seeing. That is a really expensive stage. I can tell from here. So, how did you secure the funds for everything?
That actually, this is the whole festival was done. An idea is to raise money for a group called Young Life, which meets in high schools and stuff like that. And their whole thing is set up to help kids who are hurting, whether it be depression, addictions, or whatever. That's kind of what they're there for. A club just to kind of help those kids out. And so the funding was secured kind of through them. They helped a lot with it. They didn't have a lot being a nonprofit, but they have some generous supporters, some different people that they reached out to and said they wanted to kind of do this event, and they got the money together. So.
And they're definitely good charity.
Uh-huh.
So, how did you begin working with them?
Actually, Daniel Albright, he's the guy that's in charge of the region. He's like the region director for them, and I've known him for quite a while. I play drums at his church every once in a while, just kind of filling in things like that. And he approached me because he just said, "Hey, I want to do this. I have this idea, but I kind of need some help to run with it." So.
Yeah, you might want to hold it a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, wonderful event you put on today.
Thank you.
Are you gonna do it again? Like,
Yeah,
what's the time
hopefully.
schedule
We'll
on
see
that?
how it goes. We called it the first annual. That was kind of a name we used from the beginning, and I thought that was kind of redundant to call it first annual. But but the idea is that hopes that with the word out, as that then the second annual comes around, then it will start to maybe become something that's an annual event type in the fall. I like the fall. We had a great day here. It's beautiful
It's a beautiful
outside.
day
So.
out. It's perfect weather for this.
Exactly.
I mean, you can wear your hoodies, but you can still mosh. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, band choice. There's a lot of emotion going on that stage. Did you purposely pick these bands, or were they what you found available?
People that I know, and I've had a lot of help along the way. Talking to guys in bands, and the whole thing was too like the bands have all been great. Like most of them are not getting paid a dime to do this.
Yeah.
I kind of approached it from day one, and I said, hey, we're kind of do something different. We're doing this festival, and it's for this group, and this is kind of what they're about, and they've been all on board about it the whole time. So I think the emotion that comes out in that probably because they know what the group does and what they stand for. So maybe they're more comfortable to kind of put it out there more and kind of tell a little bit more about their background and like what kind of inspires or what encourages them to like go on and try to be positive and think strongly and things like that.
Yeah. So how are you liking today's turnout?
I'm pretty happy with it. For a first time event, it's hit or miss. It's really hard to guess with numbers and things like that. Overall, it's been good. It's not a huge crowd, but everybody that I've talked to and heard from has been really, really happy and having a good time.
Same
And that's
here,
really what
yeah.
it's all about, right?
Yeah, it's all about having a good
I
time.
mean, numbers is one thing, but if you can have a bunch of people and if they're not having fun, that's not any good either.
Like you hear the Warped Tour horror stories where you have like
Exactly.
like 2,000 people, but everybody's mad at each other and pissed off.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
So, future plans as a promoter, are you gonna organize more events, or are you gonna stick to just this? Or
Probably some more. I think I'm gonna stick more with nonprofit type stuff. I've talked to Region shows a little bit. The last couple days we just started talking. He does a lot of the local shows, the local bands around here. We haven't talked a lot about like future things yet, but we've talked a little bit. And I think I would, if I were to be brought on board and do promotional type stuff, I'd rather keep not like a weekly thing or even a monthly thing, but like
Yeah.
more for like nonprofit fundraising type events. That's kind of I have a day job and I have a wife and
Yeah.
a kid, and I mean
it's kind of a
that's
side
my
thing.
priority.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna put my heart and soul into something, I want it to be for a cause, not just about the dollar bill.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point because a lot of stuff today is just about the bottom line, the dollar bill, making money, and I think that's kind of why the scene is starting to die out a little bit, especially in this area where you can just go to Chicago and get a steel mill job for more money
Right.
than music. So how do you think this area is affecting the scene really, and ultimately what you're trying to do?
As far as like the region or more like Chicagoland area.
Either really. I mean,
Um,
just the general place the local band fan bases are. They kind of stretch different areas.
Yeah, it's kind of I see a lot of good future. I've heard some things about past things that have happened and this and that. And from my opinion, I've kind of been in the music scene around here since I was 12 years old, and I'm a little older than that now, and it's kind of
The
the
whole
big
15
issue.
years.
Yeah, and the whole it's kind of I feel like it's got some good things coming. A lot of these younger bands and newer bands that have just started recently have a lot of good things to offer. As long as they don't get caught up in the hype of talking bad about other bands, even if you're not the same style or the same genre, like
Yeah.
that negative attitude kind of isn't good. And that's kind of, I think the scene had some of that before. I think it's kind of going away, and I hope that was one thing I did too. I
Oh,
tried to mix the genres a little bit.
yeah.
That way, maybe expose some different audiences to some different styles.
Yeah, it's very
And
interesting who you have
yeah,
in here
I tried
today.
to, I was trying. That was one thing I tried to do too. I'd like to, if I do something again, I'd like to probably even diversify it some more.
That'd be nice. So venue-wise, how do you secure a venue?
This venue, I was just gracious enough to. I've been getting tattooed by the owner, Don Frey, here at Bugaboo Tattoo for quite a long time, since I was 18. And I was getting some ink done, and I sat down. It was about, in the spring sometime, and I told him what I wanted to do. And he said, "Hey, well, I have my spot in Hobart, my location there." And he said, "I got space." He's like, "You guys can use that." So he just offered it to us.
It's
So
a
that was
wonderful
great.
space we got
Yeah,
here, too.
I
We got
mean,
the mini skate park going on. We got this awesome stage. There's plenty of room for
yeah, and I
everybody
mean,
to
the
be
skate
here.
ramps were brought in by a guy. They were all donated. They didn't cost us a dime. I mean, so
Good job.
thanks.
Yeah. So, would you be up for if anybody wanted to hire you to help them
Sure.
promote?
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about it. They can shoot me an email. I'm also on Facebook too. It's if you just look up Christopher Gifford on Facebook, you can find my Facebook. I'm based out of Highland, Indiana. That's where I live. So if anybody was interested, yeah, they could give me a contact. Probably through Facebook would be the best bet, and then just let me know.
Great. Okay. Well, I'm Matt Mitchell for NWI Mixtape. This is Chris. See you guys. Yeah.